Lights up, cameras roll, stats in the fold. Kyle and Erik got the game on control. Daily grind, strategy defined. DFS huddle, money on the line. Huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. Line up, huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. Lineups tight, numbers ignite. Analytics sharper than a game day fight. Stacks on stacks, no time to relax. DFS huddle, we dropping the facts. Feel the heat, the picks elite. This the show where the sharp minds meet. Play so bold, they'll leave you stunned. Huddle's the spot when the money's won. Huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. Huddle up, breaking it down. Big plays, big wins, all over town. Kyle and Erik, the duo supreme. DFS hustle, living the dream. This the DFS huddle, don't miss a beat. Kyle and Erik, where the game geeks meet. Cash lines hit, top of the slate. Tune in now, before it's too late. DFS huddle, don't miss a beat. Kyle and Erik, where the game geeks meet. Cash lines hit, top of the slate. Tune in now, before it's too late.
Yo, welcome into the DFS Huddle, Thursday Night Football, Week 15. I'm the DFS Bachelor at eToff21 Sports, Erik and Kyle. We are going to break down the showdown for Thursday Night Football and just hope that it's not like, rinse and repeat defense and kicker lineup like it just seems to be every primetime game. It just seem to be cursed.
These primetime games have just been sloppy, man. Just very sloppy, very undery. The game Monday night. My mistake is I put A.J. Brown in the captain spot. That was my fumble on the 50-50 lineups. The people I had in there were good. Made a mistake, put in A.J. Brown. Should have probably – I took Barkley out. I thought they were going to struggle running the ball, but he had that big touchdown break, and that was the difference between my lineup cash-in. But,
It's just defense, too much defense and kickers for my likings. Very frustrating. So I've been honestly going lighter on these. That's just how I do it. Be a lot of 2-game college football, a lot of stuff you can play DFS and find advantages with research and stuff. For that, click the link in the video description below. Join the DFS Huddle, $15 a month. We'll have lineups and cores for all that stuff. We've been on an absolute roll, especially this, as we get to some of these smaller schools. I've watched a lot of action this year. Pretty dialed in with the action.
Yeah.
Falcons USA. I think this weekend I'm getting my boy Nick Minicucci and the Delaware Blue Hens. They're going to get to play, which is one of my favorites with Duplessis and Sean Wilson. I like the offense in that team. So anyways, click that link. Come join the DFS Huddle, get lineups, all that good stuff. Click that. Subscribe wherever you're watching it. All that good stuff. Let's jump into the game. Obviously a rematch of week 1. These two teams vastly different. Baker's starting probably to feel better each week, right? The off arm, you just hope it's getting better each week. Obviously, a short week here. So we go to the quarterbacks. It's Kirk Cousins, who doesn't look great. We don't know. Drake London still hasn't practiced, right? So we'll see if he ends up playing. I don't, or did he practice later today?
I don't think Drake London's going to go. I think
I don't think he's going to play the rest of the year. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why they would.
on the short week, them being done, what's the point?
Right. But I still hope they play Bijan a bunch. I hope they do because I'm anticipating that. I think they will. Bijan had a good week 1 against them, but we'll get to that. Quarterbacks-wise, I'm going to play Baker Mayfield. Falcons just across the board are good. Baker, he'll throw it to the running backs. There's rushing upside for Baker. Now, over the last several weeks, Baker hasn't been getting there. He's been a fantasy letdown. Nothing in his last 3 weeks, 6, 15, and 12. He's only gone over 20 once over his last 5 weeks. Week 1 against the Falcons, he had 23 DraftKings points. But in terms of quarterbacks, look, I'm sure I'll have a lineup of guys like these are the ones who could screw me and make me have a bad night. So put them in a lineup because, of course, that always happens. Like just The worst case, like a defensive touchdown, whatever is, or an injury is just ready to right around the corner from ruining your night in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'll play Baker Mayfield, not so much Kirk Cousins. What do you think of quarterback?
I mean, for me, if you're playing a tournament, I think Cousins is the guy in the captain spot. You know what I mean? If you want to really take down one of these big things, I think I go a little gusto, go a little Cousins. I mean, it's not like Tampa's secondary is night or day. They're very stout against the run with my boy Vita Vea up in the middle. And if Atlanta is going to have success, it's going to be in this passing game. So I look at it like that. Now for a 50-50 player like myself, there's no way in hell I'm putting Kirk Cousins in the captain spot. I just can't do it. Baker, I think this could be the week where we see him top 30. You know what I mean? I think this could be a good bounce back spot for Baker. I think we could see him get 30 points. This defense, what they give up last week to Darnold, 249 and 3 TDs to Sam Darnold. I mean, if Baker is feeling healthy, I think we can see him have a nice little bounce back. I think in terms of which quarterback I'd look to use in my lineup for the cash games, Baker. For a tournament to try to take out a big one, I'd put, as crazy as it sounds, I go Cousins in there because if they're going to have success moving the ball, it's going to
I wouldn't be a friend if I didn't remind you about Kirk Cousins in primetime games. So there's Kirk Cousins, right, and then there's Kirk Cousins on primetime. It's been a while, right, since he's played in primetime, so we haven't talked about it. Feel free to look this up at home. Feel free. Kirk Cousins is literally the worst primetime quarterback of all time. And he's not good this year. And I will say, when you look at the Saints last week, what they did against Tampa Bay, teams were actually able to run the ball. Vita Vea is not the same run stuffer as he was when you watch it. Tyler Shuck and Devin Neal, the rookie, was catching the ball. I think it's a big Bijan game, and Bucky Irving. I think both running backs are a good spot. But
is Bucky going to?
I don't know if I can't look. Like I said, so if I make 5 lineups, I'll have 1. Even if I make 10 lineups, I'll have 1. If I make 20 lineups, maybe I'll have 2. Where Kirk Cousins is there. But just be careful. Kirk Cousins in primetime. Oh, my God. On the road, it is not pretty. It's not pretty.
I'm Googling it right now. I'm working on it right now. I'm getting based on it right now.
I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't remind you. It's easy to forget. For a while.
I got the data. But, I mean, like, if you want to take down those big slates, that's why I said if you want to do a big slate. You know what I mean? If you're trying to swing for the fences. Like, there's no way in living hell I'm doing this other than that. So
overall, the Buccaneers allow the 5th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks in terms of DraftKings scoring. So,
and he did. Now we get 8. So I'm just saying that though.
Yeah, and now we get to running backs, and we actually have some value guys like the Rashad White, Tyler Algier, Sean Tucker. I think are all good values, stuffers. And one of those guys may very well break the slate. It could be 2 touchdowns for Sean Tucker. It could be 2 for Rashad White. It could be 2 for Tyler Algier. But I do think most of my lineups, I want both stud running backs. Both these teams have the Buccaneers have given up the 13th most, or 20th in terms of opposing fantasy points to opposing running backs. Bijan was very effective in the passing game in the first game against him. Not so much last week like we thought he would be, but I think this week is another opportunity. They still ran him 20 times. I think he's pretty fresh, Bijan is. He hasn't really been overused. I know they're out of things, but I think Bijan's in line for a big game. And I think Bucky Irving, obviously just coming back from injury, 40 touches in the first 2 weeks. What you're looking for, Atlanta, very similar. Atlanta, Tampa Bay, right there in terms of fantasy points allowed. So I'm going to have both those guys and then sprinkle the other ones for value as I build up around them. And I think 90% of my lineups will have both Bijan Robinson and Bucky Irving, some in captain, some in not. That's how I'm approaching things. What about you?
Huge letdown for Bijan Robinson in terms of the passing game, like you mentioned. Did have 100 yards in the passing game in week 1. I think we're going to see a bounce back spot for him, especially in the DK DraftKings format. Absolutely love him. Tyler Algier was still a factor. He's still going to get 15 touches a game. He may even get some goal line. And the worst thing that could happen is you have Bijan and Tyler Algier gets those tutties because he's getting the goal line work. I actually kind of like a lineup if you're going to use Algier and Bijan Robinson.
Sure.
Because absolutely. You are going to get both the work. Bucky Irving is Bucky Irving. And I am really intrigued by Sean Tucker. I mean, you can run on this Atlanta front. Atlanta's been nothing but a disappointing. They're kind of like the Giants. Very good up front, getting home, can't stop shit in the run game. So I really
same concept, right? I'm fine with playing Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker, Bucky Irving and Rashad White. I'm fine with that too. I'm completely fine with that. You look at the touches last week. Bucky Irving, 15 carries, 3 targets. Rashad White, 11 carries, 2 targets. Sean Tucker, 7 carries, no targets. Tyler Algier, 11 carries, 2 targets. So like a lot of value at the running back spot. We don't typically see that. This is more value at running back than we're used to seeing on a normal slate. So all of those guys I think are live.
Are you cool with playing? Like, who's the lowest price one? Like, probably Sean Tucker, I'm guessing.
Yeah, right? Sean Tucker. And I'm fine with playing Sean Tucker.
Are you cool though with playing Tucker in the captain though?
No.
And that way open it up a little bit?
Probably not. I don't see one of the only one of those I'd probably play at captain is the 2 touchdown upside of
Algier.
Yeah. Because Raheem Morris is just one of the dumbest fucking coaches to ever grace the sideline. Just fucking useless. You know what I mean? Just hey, every critical situation, just like Sean McDermott in Buffalo. Hey, when the game's on the line, when it's most critical, let's get our fucking third stringers in there and let's get them the rock. Like, you're such an idiot. You're just such a fucking dumbass. But
Ron Payne did that all the time with the Saints. Like,
it drives me absolutely insane. It makes me fucking sick. It's every team in the league now. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, I think a good coach, if just you played your best personnel on critical downs, you would have a 30% edge on the rest of these fucking dullard meatheads coaching the rest of these teams who think they're being cute or funny, or Dan Campbells who are trying to throw to a tackle. Yeah, if you're just a little bit smarter than these morons, you're gonna be fine. Like,
cool. You want to hear something crazy? Guess who I found out follows me on Twitter?
Who?
Penny Sewell's old man.
Oh, nice.
I have no idea why, but Penny Sewell's old man follows me on Twitter.
Very nice. Very nice. The last one was not to Penny Sewell. It was to some other fuck. You remember he thought to come in. Remember, it was Dan Skipper. Just fucking. I mean, that's all I had to say. Let's go to wide receiver. Drake London still has not practiced. I don't expect to see him. So the target guys it's at receiver. It's for the Falcons, right? If you just look at the Falcons, it's Darnell Mooney, it's David Sills at 3,000, and Dylan Drummond at 2,000. Those are where the targets are going outside of Kyle Pitts and the running backs.
Yeah. So I have a bet that is posted in our Patreon. I gave a little bit of a breakdown. Do you care to wager? Guess who has the highest target share since Kirk Cousins has taken over?
Oh, it's Kyle Pitts. I know that.
Kyle Pitts, 29%.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts.
I mean, like, so with that being said, if I'm going to swing for the fences, as crazy as it sounds, I'm looking at the target share right now. Sills has a 14% target share.
So David Sills and Dylan Drummond has 11 targets over the last 3 weeks.
Drummond
at 2,000.
I'm looking at it right now. Drummond, Robinson, and Sills all a 14% target share. Mooney with a 15% target share. So I mean, I would be looking at Sills and Drummond. Look at it. Drummond definitely 7 catches, 42 yards. Sills, obviously he only has 31 yards. So you know what I mean. Like,
he likes Sills in the red zone though. So he had double-digit outside of last week on Sunday. He had nothing against Seattle. They just looked terrible and lost, and that Seattle defense is just rolling. But David Sills had back-to-back 10-point weeks because they go to him in the red zone.
Yeah. So I definitely Sills. I mean, Mooney to me is just Mooney's going to get one deep shot. You know what I mean? Like, if he stays in bounds. You know what I mean? Like that's right. The thing with Mooney. Mooney's just one play waiting to happen. So I want to put Mooney in my lineup. I really like Godwin though. Godwin coming back, 5 catches, 55 targets. Really like him. Also, if you're looking for another play, Sterling Shepard and Baker Mayfield went to college together. So I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Shepard.
Dude, don't
I'm done with Sterling Shepard. I've tried it all year long, and it's awful and even more fucking awful. He sucks something bad. Even when he has a great game at 6 points, I'm out. I'm out. I'll play David Sills and Drummond over fucking Sterling Shepard all day.
The guy, I don't want anything to do with Double E. I mean, like I'm looking at him. That kid started off like a wild
against
game.
this team. It was against Atlanta. He had those 2 touchdowns week 1. Can he duplicate
But-
that? He's had one double-digit fantasy week in the last 5 weeks.
He hasn't
All
gone
single digits over the last 4 weeks. Yeah.
He hasn't gone over 40 yards in a game since November 9th against the Patriots. Hasn't hit a touchdown since November 9th against the Patriots. You know what I mean? So I just don't want anything to do with him. Like, I think we've hit the nail. Drummond and Sills are the value guy. Godwin's the high-end guy you want. Mooney, if he catches that 40-yard touchdown pass, it's worth it, but it's like, you know what I mean?
Mooney is fine if when you're built, depending on who's in your captain and who you've played, you get to that last spot and you've got like 7,000 left or 7,100 left. Mooney at 6,600 is fine to put in there because you can anticipate some production with the chance of a big upside touchdown, which could put you over the top. So he's certainly fine to play. He shouldn't get you a 0. You know what I mean? You should get some opportunities, which is all you're asking for.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how I'll play Darnell Mooney. All right, tight ends. Kate Otton's yet to practice this week.
Ooh.
Kyle Pitts has been questionable. It's been a knee for Kate Otten. So if he's out, then Payne Durham becomes very, very interesting to me, especially in the red zone. Now, the Falcons have allowed the fewest fantasy points to opposing tight ends so far this year. Buccaneers, middle of the pack. Kyle Pitts a captain. I think it's going to be a really popular, unfortunate. Like, you might get a lower ownership on Bucky Irving and Bijan at captain because Kyle Pitts might be so popular at 64. So he's going to be, 9,600 at the captain spot?
I mean, like I said, in the Patreon, click the link in bio. I put a bet in on Kyle Pitts. I love him in this matchup. Very enticing. He's going to be the chalk. Retracting it a little bit, the Falcons claimed Heath off of waivers. So with that being said, I don't think there's any way that London is going to be playing this week. You're not going to make that roster move if you're going to be doing that.
Absolutely right.
Love the if Otten's out, definitely puts a little value in just because Baker has been targeting the tight end position. So I mean, I think there's like some value plays here with the Drummond, with the Sills, with the backup tight end for the Bucks. If Otten doesn't go, well, we're going to be able to have a lineup with Bucky and Bijan in it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to have all my lineups are going to have both of them in it.
Yeah.
Easily. Almost all of them. That value tight end, again, the Falcons have been very, very good, but that would be Payne Durham at 600 on DraftKings. Just saying. Playing a bunch of lineups. If Kate Otten doesn't go, we're recording this Tuesday night, so we don't know. But Monday, Tuesday so far, he has not practiced with the knee injury. The kickers, make the kickers short and sweet. Of course, both kickers are in play because, unfortunately, they're in play every fucking slate. This guy's scoring double digits all the time. Zane Gonzalez, his last 3-4 weeks, 8, then a 1, but his last 2, a 10 and a 9. Zane Gonzalez, 12, 15, 8, and 10. They're sitting at 4,600. How many guys in that price range can you slot in for 10 points? Not many. Sign me up for the kickers. Unfortunately, I wish they'd get rid of it, but unfortunately, the kickers are in play this week.
Agree 100%. Unfortunately, this is going to be a situation where if you do look to play a Bucky or a Bijan, you're probably going to have to get one of those kickers in it. Even
if you don't, I just think you have to play them. You just have to. Who at 5,000 has 10-point upside? Not many.
Our boy Sills.
Yeah, and it's right there at 10. If the Bucks move the ball a few times and this guy hits a 48, if he gets 2 field goals in the first half, he could be on his way to 19, 20 points. Yeah, we're seeing kickers and the captain win these things now. It's fucking despicable. It's absolutely despicable. It makes me sick, but yeah, you got to play. Unfortunately, the kickers are in it. Defense. The only defense out, the Falcons are a better defense than the Buccaneers overall, in my view. But I would consider the Buccaneers. Let me tell you why the Buccaneers defense at 5,400. Now, I'm glad that they're priced up, so I'm really scared of the Falcons defense breaking the slate, right? If they could break the slate. But again, I don't know how much you've gotten to see, but Kirk Cousins sucks something awful now. We see that. The Falcons, we've seen that. And primetime Kirk Cousins is even worse than normal Kirk Cousins by a lot. When he was like awesome Kirk Cousins going to the playoffs, still Kirk Cousins primetime. All you have to do is type in Kirk Cousins primetime games, and I'm sure they just it's well known. It's well known. Kirk Cousins.
Prime.
time.
I'm doing it right now.
It's just so bad. He's just historically awful.
He's appeared in 51 primetime games, 23 and 28 as a starter, 97.2 passer rating, 61 tutties, 30 interceptions.
Historically known for poor showings, he did have a couple of good ones later, like a 4-touchdown game. But it's long been a talking point, highlighting struggles in high pressure nationalized televised games, particularly.
Dude, I'm like, the days when Kirk Cousins just was like chilling, 1 o'clock, you could hide him. That's where you want him, dude. Kirk Cousins in a standalone game or 4 p.m. historically doesn't do that well.
No, it's not great. It's not great. Do you want to make a lineup real quick here? Shall we make a lineup? This one has the one that I just spit out. It has Bijan at the captain, Bucks defense, Rashad White, Bucky Irving, Tyler Algier, and Emeka Egbuka. So, who do you want the captain? You can pick the captain.
Well,
you want to jinx Kyle Pitts all the way and just put him in the captain spot on the show. So that's just like a full fucking jinx. So now if you're actually making – don't play Kyle Pitts because he's probably going to get hurt on the first or second play from scrimmage now. Like I think we could probably lock that in. So Kyle Pitts a captain. So I will obviously put in Bijan Robinson. Who you want in the lineup next?
Got Mr. Godwin.
Chris Godwin here. We'll do that for him. And then I will take Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving's in. There we go. So now we have 2 spots left and lots of salary remaining.
I'm going to go Gonzalez, the kicker.
Zane Gonzalez, the kicker. Boom.
Yep.
So now we have Tyler Algier, and we have 2,000 on the table. So we can go. We'll just be low Mooney. So I'm going to go the other kicker, Chase McLaughlin, and it leaves 1,000 on the table.
Boom.
We have Kyle Pitts, captain, Bijan Robinson, Zane Gonzalez, Bucky Irving, Chase McLaughlin, Chris Godwin. You can literally almost get to Baker Mayfield. So that's just an example there. Again, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please share it out with your friends. We appreciate you out there in the Twitter sphere. Click the link. Come join the Patreon. Our lineups will be posted, all that stuff. We're going to have shit every day. These college football bowl games are starting.
Yep.
They're going to be starting these 2-game slates, and we love to attack them. There's going to be a lot. If you're just playing these and not paying attention, you're going to have a lot of players not playing because they're getting ready for the NFL or they're transferring to another school. With the timing of this gets real fucking hairy.
Yeah, and like
fast. So I'm all over it. That's what I do all day long. So we're going to be on.
I'm posting bets like Sunday as soon as the game was out for the bowl game. I put in there Navy plus 5.5 and plus 170 on the money line. And that game right now is a pick. So make sure you guys get in there. I'll be posting stuff. Those lines move fast as shit for these bowl games.
Yep. Yeah, the bowl games are crazy. We appreciate you guys. For myself and Erik, have a great rest of your week. And, of course, good luck.